She was a mother, a matchmaker, a woman who claimed to protect her family at any cost. But in 1930s Italy, Leonarda Cianciulli took superstition to horrifying extremes, turning her victims into something no one expected. This is the real story of the woman known as the Soap-Maker of Correggio. Welcome to Last Words Lounge, where every whisper tells a deadly tale. In the quaint town of Correggio, Italy, lived a woman named Leonarda Cianciulli. Desperate to protect her loved ones from misfortune, she turned to fortune-telling, amulets, and rituals. But when these failed to prevent tragedy, she concocted a sinister plan. After losing several children, Leonarda became convinced that a curse had befallen her family. She desperately sought a way to break the curse and protect her surviving son, also named Vincenzo. When Vincenzo was drafted into the army, her fear intensified. She was convinced that only a blood sacrifice could keep him safe, and so her chilling plan began to take shape. Entranced by the occult, Leonarda dabbled in fortune-telling, casting tarot cards and reading palms to predict her clients' fates. Her clients, unaware of her dark intentions, came to her seeking guidance and love, drawn in by her charisma and charm. To lure her unsuspecting victims, Leonarda placed advertisements in local newspapers offering love spells and promising new beginnings. Women from neighboring towns traveled to her home seeking her help, each carrying with them the hope of a brighter future. Once inside her home, Leonarda treated her victims warmly, offering them food and drink before leading them to a separate building on the property. There she convinced them to write postcards to their families, bidding them farewell and informing them that they were leaving town to start anew. After addressing the postcards, Leonarda instructed her victims to mail them and then wait for their replies. But those replies would never come. As days turned into weeks, the families of the missing women grew increasingly worried. Unbeknownst to them, Leonarda had already disposed of their loved ones. After plying her victims with food and drink, laced with sleeping draughts, she led them into a bathroom under the guise of preparing baths. There she bound, gagged, and strangled them, disposing of their bodies in a well on her property. To cover up the crime, she fed their remains to pigs and disposed of the bones in a nearby river. It wasn't long before suspicion fell upon Leonarda. One day, the sister of one of the missing women grew concerned when she did not receive a reply to a postcard she had sent her sibling. When she inquired further, she learned that Leonarda had persuaded her sister to move to Correggio with her. Convinced that something was amiss, the sister enlisted the help of the police. As officers searched Leonarda's house, they discovered traces of blood and disturbing items used in witchcraft. They also found soap molds and cookware used for rendering fat, suggesting that Leonarda may have used her victims in the production of soap. Faced with overwhelming evidence, she finally confessed. She revealed the location of the victims' bodies and detailed the gruesome process of how she used them in her macabre rituals. According to Leonarda, she used the blood of her victims to bless her son's uniform, ensuring his safety in war. She claimed to have saved her son and protected him from harm. She also stated that she committed the murders out of love. In court, Leonarda displayed no remorse for her actions. She even went on to publish a memoir titled Confessions of an Embittered Soul. In it, she defended her actions, claiming to be a loving mother who did what she had to do to protect her son. In 1946, she was found guilty and sentenced to prison, followed by indefinite confinement in a criminal asylum. There she spent the remaining years of her life until her death in 1970. They say she was a mother first, but what she did in the name of protection has never been forgotten. This has been Last Words Lounge. Subscribe for more softly told true stories, real, haunting, and never forgotten.